What's happening everyone, TomGorian here and welcome to the season finale of the Haas to Glory on F1 23 Driver Career Mode. This is the final race of Season 1 here in Abu Dhabi. It's a triple threat finale for the Drivers' Championship, and as you can see right there, there are the standings. Max Verstappen leads 4 points from us and Charles Leclerc is 15 down on us with one race to go. In order to win the World Championship, we need to score 4 or more points to beat Verstappen, and just hope that Verstappen doesn't score. But ultimately, we need 4 more points than Verstappen to win the championship. In order for Charles to win, he needs 20 more points. He needs to pretty much win and hope that me and Max don't finish, what, is it higher than 7th each, in order for Charles to win the World Championship. But as you can see, the fact that we're in this type of championship fight in our rookie season just shows how insane this season has been. We've got 4 wins, we've got 1 more win than Max and 2 more wins than Charles, so we're heading in towards the season finale with some confidence. However, what isn't so confident is this. EA Codemasters, I thought you'd fix this. I thought you'd fixed the contract renewal glitch before the end of the season. Well, you clearly didn't. So yeah, we're going to have to sort out our contract right before the end of the season. Usually, on previous games, it was at the end or after the last race, but with this game, it's now literally before the final race of the season. So we're going to go with a medium risk. We're going to go with a $4.3 million contract because we are the only driver to... Oh no. Oh, that's not good. Actually, technically we could do some cheese. We could sign for pretty much Mercedes and guarantee our chances to win the Drivers' Championship. However, it's not called the Haas to Glory for nothing. So we're going to renegotiate with Haas and see if we can try and find a median for this contract. Now, as you can see, 4.25, 4.15, and I don't understand. Why are they offering me so little? I have literally won the more races. I'm solely responsible for this car competing for the Drivers' Championship. I am literally fighting for the driver's title in the final race of the first season, and they're not going to give me what is it, 200k more than what I should be earning? Come on, Haas, come on, Gene. I don't know who it is, if it's Gunter Steiner, Gene Haas, but someone's fucking up to the point where I'm not getting paid as much as I should do. But all eyes now, with the contract now sorted, all eyes are now on Abu Dhabi for the last time in this season. A lot of history has happened in this racetrack, and as you can see, we're still the 4th best team, and look at the gaps. They're starting to get really close as far as the performance index, but the great reset is coming. The regulation change for next season takes place after this race. So yeah, after everything that's happened this season, for one last time, let's go to the race weekend. So to say that the AI have been unbalanced in the last, 3 or 4 races wouldn't be that far from the truth, and I feel like ever since Codemasters came out with that patch to update the AI and make them quicker after 100 difficulty, I do feel like the AI are very unbalanced when it comes to track, and again, in this video, the AI are very overpowered on this circuit, and I don't know if it's because of the setup, if it's because I wasn't running enough downforce, or the lack of upgrades to the car, or just whatever it was, but as you can see, we are a second away from the Mercedes, and 7/10 away from Charles Leclerc, and 3/10 away from Max Verstappen as we enter the final run of this qualifying session. Yeah, Qualifying did not get off to a good start, but hopefully we can try and somehow get something away from this qualifying session. It's the final qualifying session of the season, and away we go. So hot lap engaged, and this is it. This is all or nothing. We've got to try and find at least a second and a half, and it's not a good start as we missed turn 1, turn 2 flat out, don't take too much curb. Turn 3 is also flat out as well, but now as we enter 8th gear in towards the redesigned turn number 4, it's the hairpin, it's the Verstappen corner that Verstappen took the World Championship in 2021. Get a good exit, and we are now up on our delta as we head towards 8th gear, averaging, and we're maxing out at 210 miles an hour, and the checkered flag is out. Braking towards the 50-meter board, and again we missed the apex. We go slightly wide. Lando Norris, 121.374, and ever since I'd say, what, Brazil? I think the McLaren has been arguably the fastest car, as Hamilton does a 122.91 as we enter sector 3, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good here as we go slightly wide on the exit, and we're slightly up on our time, but it's nowhere near the time as far as what we need. But however, we can make most of the time in sector 3. We did go a little bit wide in towards this part of the double left-handers. We nailed the apex beautifully as we head towards the final corner, and we've gained 4 temps, but it's not going to be enough. Heading in towards the final corner, we go slightly wide again, but we do gain some time on the exit. Across the line we go. It's P12. That's not good. P12 in the final race of the season with a championship on the line, and once again the AI have showed their strength in qualifying, and as you can see, Hamilton, Norris, Verstappen is in P3, and Charles Leclerc is down in P7. That's not what we needed. That's not what we needed, but we did come out here with an outside chance, and it's not looking good so far. 9 tenths away from Hamilton. It's advantage Verstappen.
It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular Yas Marina circuit. It's a race where the pole sitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory. We go into battle once more then as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 16 corners here at Yas Marina circuit, 7 to the right and 9 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.28 miles, 2 long straights and overtaking opportunities throughout the lap. And we expect average lap speeds of around 123 miles per hour. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Sainz, Leclerc, Gasly, Albon, Stroll, Hamilton, Thomas, Magnussen, Bottas, Ocon, Russell, Tsunoda, Liam Lawson, Oscar Piastri, Joe, Sargent, and Nick de Vries. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great Anthony Davidson.
The key now will be to keep in the right mindset. We've seen time and again that things go wrong if you just try and do the minimum. Not necessarily because of the pressure, but because it's different to your usual approach. They'll need to avoid that and stay focused today.
So here we are on the circuit, getting ready for the final race of the first season, and we are in 10th position. We did take a penalty for a new ICE, but other drivers have taken penalties around us, and we have gained 2 places. So we're starting in P10 and not in P12. The strategy, very interesting strategy in today's race. I haven't done a race around Abu Dhabi on this circuit, so I don't know the actual meta strategy, but I'm going for the mediums to the hards for today's race. I thought I could get away with the mediums to softs, but we can't get away with that, as you can see. So we're going to have to pretty much do the mediums to hards. Here is what everyone else is running, and as you can see, everyone is running on the soft tyres. So it looks like the AI are going from the mediums to hards as well. Unless there's a safety car or maybe even a red flag. There's setup if you want to pause the video. Yeah, it's not real and actual, tested setup. I've just, put it on in practice and made some tweaks. I should have been more prepared as far as this race is concerned. I'm going to adjust the tyre pressures for the setup. But P10, stranger things have happened. But for one final time, let's do this. In the words of Phil Collins, can you feel it in the air? Because I can, at least. Here we go, the formation lap, getting ready for the final race. And what could be a championship winning race in Abu Dhabi. We have not led this championship once this season. And if luck goes our way, we could be crowned champion of the world today in Abu Dhabi, under the lights at Yas Marina Circuit. But for one final time, here we go in Abu Dhabi for 5 red lights. Quick launch and away we go for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We jumped Hamilton, and also, as you can see, Carlos Sainz doesn't get a good start as we enter in towards turn 1. Alex Albon in the Aston Martin. It's not Fernando Alonso because Alonso is now retired, but Albon in the McLaren. We jump Alex Albon and we're into P7 as we're heading towards downhill in towards turn 4. We've got Lance Stroll, but as you can see, Max is taking the lead as we go down the inside on Lance Stroll in towards the hairpin. Bit of contact there, but we get them moved on and we're into 5th place. And as you can see, Charles Leclerc is just ahead, and we can afford that. We can afford Charles Leclerc to be ahead of us in this race as long as he doesn't score 15 or more points to clinch second. But Verstappen leads the way alongside, I think that's George Russell, and then Sergio Perez in 3rd place, Leclerc 4th, Gasly is in 5th in the Alpine, and Alpine's pace actually been good as we're going to try and go around the outside in towards turn 10. We go slightly wide, we have to shift down in towards 3rd gear, we do the switchback, but the switchback doesn't give us a good exit as we go in towards sector 3, and as you can see the gap opens up. We're going to go down the inside on the Alpine in towards sector 3, and we have taken 5th place here in Abu Dhabi. That's a great start for us in this race. However, this is where, well, I mean, this is pretty much the highest this video is going to get, because as you can see, yeah, Aston Martin have, I think, right now the best car because of the car performance index, and Lance Stroll gets ahead of us. And we were literally playing swapping and change with Lando Norris with Lance Stroll in this race. As you can see, Charles Leclerc is 3.5 seconds ahead of us, and it just felt like with this setup, we didn't really have decent pace in the corners in sector 3, and we didn't really have that much straight line speed as well. And I do feel like ever since, I've mentioned it just then in the video, ever since the patch came out to rebalance the AI, anything over 100, that the AI has been very unbalanced as far as qualifying pace and race pace, to the point where one race I'm keeping up with them and I'm beating them in the race, I'm winning, and the next minute, you know, just like Las Vegas, just like today, we're getting blown away from the AI, and this is another race where we just can't live with the pace with the AI on 104 difficulty. As you can see, we're literally swapping with Lance Stroll, and we're losing time, and the last thing I want to do is lose time to Carlos Sainz, and also potentially that train behind Carlos. I think that's also Alex Albon behind Carlos Sainz, and also Pierre Gasly as well in the Alpine. And this is really wasting his time here, because I mean, like, what I want to do is recharge my battery, but at the same time, Lance is holding me up. So it's like, well, what can I do? I can't fall back because obviously Carlos Sainz is gaining time on us, and you know, every time I try and overtake and try and pull away, Lance Stroll just gets me back. So it's like, well, I'm in a rock and a hard place as far as what I can do on circuit. But as we enter lap 10, and as you can see, we repass Lance Stroll, and then once again on the next lap, Lance Stroll does get us back, but we're slowly but surely starting to, extend the gap towards Hamilton and also Alex Albon in this race. But as you can see, once again, the AI, they're just so slow when they overtake you, when you try and switch back on them. Like, they just get so slow exits out of this corner, and you lose a second. And as you can see, look at the gap between myself and Charles Leclerc. 7 seconds, 6.5 seconds towards the Ferrari in this race. So with the time lost in this race, we have no choice but to come in and do a undercut. We were scheduled, as we lose the back end there on the braking, we were scheduled to come in and box on lap 14 on the hard tyres, but the tyre wear isn't that bad around here, on the rears and also on the fronts with sector 3. And we've also went for a wing upgrade, just like a wing value upgrade by +1, and as you can see, 2.3 second stop time. Hopefully we should come out ahead of Sargent and Magnussen, and if we don't, that's our race over. This could be the difference between us maybe winning the championship and losing the championship. Here we go on the pit exit, and we're slightly ahead of Magnussen and our teammate Logan Sargent as well. So now it's pedal to the metal, as good old George Morgan will say, and as you can see, this is where all the pit action is starting to be. Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton, Lance Stroll, Liam Lawson. Lando Norris is coming out the box, and Lando Norris is ahead of us, but hopefully, as you can see, there's one of the Red Bulls in the box, Liam Lawson, who's replaced Alex Albon. He's in the Williams. He's coming into pits with Oscar Piastri, George Russell, Pierre Gasly, Carlos Sainz. As you can see, that is Charles Leclerc. Leclerc's out the pit exit, and yeah, the gap hasn't really changed. I mean, we did cut down 3 seconds in this pit stop, but as you can see, there's a yellow flag somewhere. I think that's Kevin Magnussen. He's spun, he's lost control. Safety car's been developed, and that's actually pretty good. Oh my! A red flag in Abu Dhabi. Oh my! Verstappen leads, Charles Leclerc in second, Perez third, Norris in fourth. A red flag has came out because of our teammate. That's very interesting. That is really, really interesting. Wow. So as you can see, Magnussen's been disqualified, but we have to focus on this restart. We could potentially be champion today. Lights out and away we go for the restart. And as you can see, most of the drivers are on medium tyres. As we enter in towards turn 1, it's Leclerc versus Perez. Verstappen is away as we overtake Lando Norris, but Perez goes around the outside of Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is in second place in this race as we're going to try and go down the inside on Sergio Perez in towards Verstappen corner. We overtake the Red Bull, and that is third place, and we could finish our first season in Formula 1 on the podium. However, we've got to try and somehow beat Max Verstappen, and Verstappen and Leclerc are on soft tyres, so that's kind of an interesting strategy. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect Verstappen and Lando Norris to be on soft tyres for the remaining 11 laps. I thought they might have started to die out when it came to lap 25, but as you can see, Sergio Perez on lap 21 overtakes us there for third place. But the last thing I want to do, as you can see, look how bad of an exit Perez gets compared to us, and also the last thing I want to do is battle Perez too hard to the point where Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton come in and they try and waste our time with the over excessive battling. And as you can see, that's what's happened, as here comes Lando Norris. It's 3 wide here in Abu Dhabi. Lando Norris is now on the podium, a double overtake for the McLaren, and that's not what we needed. That is exactly not what we needed here in Abu Dhabi. We're trying to fight with Charles and also Max, and we're ending up fighting with Sergio and Lando Norris. And as the laps start ticking away, as we re-overtake both Lando and also Sergio Perez, the chance of winning the World Championship is slowly but surely fading away. Look at the gap between us and Max Verstappen, 8 seconds. All because we're just battling, and we just can't build enough of a gap towards Lando. I mean, and look at this, we're all over Lando on the exit, and we're just losing time hand over fist. And as you can see, we're 8 seconds behind Max. we're over 5 seconds behind, you know, Charles Leclerc, and I don't want to overtake Lando, because I don't want to battle with Lando. I'm trying to just, like, you know, push him and get a move on with it, and it's just a stalemate in F1 23, where you're quicker than the cars behind with DRS, but they just get slow. They just get so slow exits, and you just lose time. As we make contact with Lewis Hamilton, Hamilton tries to go down the inside, but with 3 laps to go, unfortunately, our fight towards the World Championship is over. However, that cannot stop us from finishing this season on the podium. So, as we enter the final lap of this season, our main aim now is going to try and somehow finish on the podium. If Max and Charles are on the podium, it's only right that we are going to finish with them on the podium. As away we go here for the final lap here. We've got DRS. However, we're not going to overtake in towards the chicane. We're going to overtake in towards turn 10. As long as Hamilton doesn't overtake us, we've got to get a good exit out towards this corner, and we do. And we're going to use all of the battery that we can as we head towards turn 10. We're going to go round the outside of the McLaren. In towards turn 10 we go. We go slightly wide. Lando will have the inside line. There's a bit of contact there on the side pod. However, Lando gets the position back, but we're still going to try and fight this one through all the way in towards sector 3. This tight corner, he just gives us enough space around the outside, and that is the podium. We're trying to hold it, and we get the podium as Max Verstappen is champion of the world in 2023, just like it is in real life. But around the final corner, we're going to end our rookie season on the podium in Abu Dhabi.
And so the celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It may have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level, at the very top, is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion. They've done it then. Victory in the last race of the season, and the championship as well. What a phenomenal end to a terrific Formula One season. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They've performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
Mixed feelings when it comes to this race when doing it. Qualifying didn't go the way that we wanted to. We just didn't have the pace to live up with Charles and Max. But I do believe it's because of how conservative we are with the regulation change next season. We have lost pace compared to the Red Bull and the Ferrari and the Aston Martin and the Mercedes and the McLarens. But I do believe it's because of the regulation change and the fact that we've tried to save all of our upgrades for next season when it comes to the chassis and also the aero side. But Verstappen wins the race and is the world champion by 15 points. And Charles is down to 27. But Max Verstappen, 3-time Formula One champion, we're in second. I mean, for us to say that we were challenging for the World Championship, I mean, we weren't challenging, but we were there. And, you know, if Max had some DNFs, we could have really been in a fight this year. But we'll take that second place in the World Championship. Verstappen is a 3-time champion, and Charles finishes in third. But that's that for the end of the season. Before I finish this video, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has watched all 14 episodes of this career mode series so far. You know, the first episode, we got massive likes, you know, over 70 likes on part 1, and the support has been consistent. Every single video has reached over 100 views and averaged over 10 likes, so that's impressive. And hopefully we can continue that support for season 2 and, you know, many more seasons. But thanks for watching season 1 of the F1 23 Haas to Glory. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more F1 23 content, and I'll see you in the next video in a bit.